Hello everyone. I'm currently on stream, and I'm also recording this for YouTube. So you guys get to see another one of my Allegiance drafts. Just to go over it, I've been playing some of my dailies today, which has been going 50-50, as it normally does. We're playing one of the rank drafts, which cost gold to enter, so we're going to play one of these. Just because I've been saving up gold since they released this draft mode. So I can give it a bash. So, pack 1, pick 1. Well, we're not taking Font of Agonies because it's just too difficult to build around in this set. We're going to take Sphinx of the Guild Pact because it's just solid. Sphinx of the Guild Pact is very solid. Pack number 2. Either the Orzhov Enforcer or the Syndicate Messenger. I like Messenger a lot. Orzhov Enforcer's okay as well. It's actually pretty good. But I like to go Flyers when possible. Senate Guild Mage is solid. I think we'll probably pick up the Senate Guild Mage. And oh, by the way, if any of you are thinking, but you're not looking at the other cards, and some of the other cards are better. I always draft Esper, and there's a reason for this. I've played over 18 drafts or so now. I haven't been actually keeping count, but I've played so many drafts of Allegiance on MTGA, and every deck that I draft that isn't Esper, I seem to not do very well with. Whereas every deck that I draft Esper with in the traditional draft mode, the one you have to pay gems to enter, I go 3 wins and up pretty much every time, just drafting Esper, so that's what we're going to be doing. Breach of Trial's okay, can be pretty handy. It's good to have one in the deck. Vindictive Vampire's alright as well. I tend to be less impressed by Vindictive Vampire than Breach of Trial, so I'll take Breach of Trial. Fairy Duelist is fine. Plague White's not so good since we play a pretty dirtly match of Magic. Exposed to Daylight's good. Oh, actually, that's something I should be doing. Whoops. Just in case, Dance of the Dead is YouTube's going to copyright me for playing Dance of the Dead. Let's just bump all that back up. Oh yeah, okay. Ah, nice chill MTGA music. Instead of my mad synth wave. Right. Let's take Fairy Duelist. It's fine. So we're playing Azorius right now, but we will probably be wheeling into some black sooner or later. Take a Vizkopa Vampire. It's not too bad for the aggro matchups. I don't tend to like picking them, but this kind of sucks. We'll take a Gateway Plaza for fixing. I don't like Gateway Plaza, but we'll do it. Twilight Panther's a good card, so we'll take that straight up. We will have an Exposed to Daylight for the sideboard. Otherwise, Ethereal Absolution just ruins us. Dead Revels is quite good in the deck to have one of. Second Twilight Panther's always good. Grudian's okay, but probably fairly cuttable. I'm just going to rare draft the Tin Street Dodger and the Tower Defense, and just take Grosswell. Okie dokie. Okay, this pack's got some good stuff. Gateway Sneak's pretty good. Pestilent Spirit is quite nice to push damage, and it normally double trades, so that's nice. Basilica Bellhaunt's really good. Summary Judgment's really good. I think I'm more likely to take Summary Judgment than anything else, because removal is just really premium, but Basilica Bellhaunt is also very premium, so I think we'll take Basilica Bellhaunt. What we got here? Got an Orzhov Locket. Eyes Everywhere isn't terrible, especially if your opponent's not running blue, then it can be a pretty solid steal card, and the extra scry is not too bad either. Skittereel's fine as well. Skittereel's probably the creature I'd pick. Arresta's Admonition is alright. I'm not a massive fan of Arresta's Admonition. I think we're going to take the... What's our curve looking like so far? Our curve's fine. I think we're going to take the Skittereel just to diversify our 4-drops. What do we have here? Swirling Torrent's alright. Junk Troll is good if we pull a High Alert, which I actually quite like High Alert in this format. I think it's very good. We'll take Syndicate Messenger because they're just always solid. Orzhov Racketeers are quite good at the top end. Otherwise, I'd take the Guildgate or the Locket, probably the Guildgate. So we're going to take Racketeers for now. Undercity's Embrace, that's a good card. Yeah, I think we probably take Undercity's Embrace. Otherwise, we'd take the Senate Griffin, but there's a chance that the Senate Griffin or maybe the Windstorm Drake will wheel. And whilst Windstorm Drake is good, don't get me wrong, it's 5 mana for a 3/3 flyer is okay, but you can get a lot of flyers in this format without needing to like force a expensive one. And the extra attack on creatures is more useful if you draft a lot of Afterlife, which so far we've got a couple, but nothing like particularly exciting. So I think we'll just take the Undercity's Embrace, because removal is always good. Always good. Pride, Senate Courier is okay, Vampire's okay, Quench is okay. Probably take the Guildgate, to be honest, just have fixing. What do we want here? Vizkopa Vampire is good against aggro decks, much better than Grudian. Grudian's good for fighting Gruul decks or Simic decks or Temur decks, but we've got 2 Twilight Panthers, so I'd probably just take the Vampire. And feel kind of bad about having to take the Vampire. Watchful Giant for the top end is not the worst. It's not good, but it's not the worst. I guess we take a Humongulous and feel bad, unless we get High Alert, in which case it's a lot better. The Locket Wield, which is fine. Don't mind running a few Lockets. In this case, I'll probably pick up the Quench, because it can be a pretty key card. We'll take another Orzhov Locket for fixing. Don't like any of these, so we'll take Prying Eyes, I guess, because at least we might play it. Vampire Quench. I don't like having lots of Quenches. I like to sideboard a Quench in against decks that have, like, big, expensive drops that they might not have the mana up to stop a Quench on. So we'll take another Vampire. You might be thinking, oh, 3 Vizkopa Vampires is bad. It's like, yes, normally it is pretty bad, but against certain decks it can actually get a lot of work done. Absorb's one of the only good counter spells in the meta for the draft. But Night of the Last Breath is really good too, and so is Chillbringer. Chillbringer's very good as well. I imagine Knight's probably going to go. Chillbringer's probably going to go as well, which means we don't really have anything to pick in the pack. Maybe a Thought Collapse or Arresters. So do I want the counter spell is the question. It's a bit mana intensive. We only have 1 Guildgate and a Gateway Plaza. Otherwise, we've got 2 Orzhov Lockets, which don't help that much in casting it. Chillbringer's safer, but Absorb is good. I think we take the Chillbringer though, because it's just safer. I guess here we would be taking Oligarch, and then probably pick up the Guildgate later. I don't like Cry of the Carnarium. I think it's not very good in this format. The aggressive decks, like, they're going to kill you with like 2 or 3 creatures, and it's double black, so you've got to make sure you've got to have the black for it, which we might not necessarily have. Archway Angel's actually alright. And compared to everything else in the pack, I'm probably kind of tempted to take the Archway Angel. A 3/4 flyer is quite good. The fact that they cost 6 is terrible, but the 2 life has saved me for each gate, has saved me in the past, so I'm going to pick that up. We're likely to pick up a few gates in this wheel as well. We're going to take the File Payment, it's good. Gate Colossus! And then we just jam gates. Even if we don't get a load of gates, Gate Colossus is just fucking insane. It's so good in this draft. So we're just going to take... Oh, there's another Undercity's Embrace though. Do I risk it for the chocolate biscuit? No, we just take gates. We just take gates. Oh, another Sphinx of the Guild Pact! And an Ill-Gotten Inheritance? Oh, why do you make me do this? Oh, Sphinx is so good, but gates are what I need. What's our curve like? 5s, more than 5, 4s. We're probably going to cut some Vizkopa Vampires. I think the deck's looking okay already, so maybe we don't need the Sphinx. And we've got Dead Revels, so we can replay the Sphinx and we can replay the Gate Colossus if we get more gates, which is always good. So maybe I do take the Ill-Gotten Inheritance as a nice win con for Durdling though. Can we Durdle? That's the question. I think we've got what we need in the deck to be able to Durdle quite nicely. Yeah, we can probably manage Durdling. So maybe we do take... I think we'll take the Ill-Gotten Inheritance, because it's just like having an alternate win con in the deck's good. Pegasus is nice, but we're going to take another Guildgate. Hopefully we see some Azorius Guildgate, so we're just going to... The Knight Wield? Well, I guess we take the Knight then. I don't want to take another Vampire. I don't want to take another Panther. I don't want to take a Dead Revels. Second Dead Revels is totally overkill. I suppose Panther's more across the board relevant. If we're Durdling, a wall is not too bad, so we're going to pick up the wall. I guess we put a Debtor's Transport in the deck and not play it. We take another Vampire. Well, it's a good job I did take the gate, because otherwise we wouldn't have had... We've got 4 gates, which is not great. Thirsting Shade's not very good either. I'm just going to rare draft the... another Orzhov Locket, okay. Well, let's take everything out. You get to see how I build some decks. I don't know if we're going to do as well with this deck as I have done in the past, but we've got some power cards, so we just need to be able to get to them. And I think we can build around that, so that's fine. Okay, so those are our gates. Let's go over to our... We don't have any mythic rares, so we'll just look at our rares. Uncommons. Cool. Angel, maybe. Guildmage, yes. Racketeers, yes. Sphinx, yes. Gate Colossus, yes. Night Last Breath. Basilic Bellhorn, and maybe Wall, but maybe not. Commons. Ooh. Let's see. Definitely the Syndicate Messengers. I'll take the Chillbringer. Undercity's Embrace, Ill-Gotten Inheritance, Imperious Oligarch, Final Payment. Probably want a couple of Lockets at this rate. We're looking a little bit weak on the blue fixing, but we don't actually have those many blue creatures, so it's not too bad. Gateway Plaza fixes everything. So we've got 4 sources of blue for our Chillbringer and our Senate Guildmage. Don't think we've got any other blue creatures. We might pick up the Skittereel as well. That's our curve. We're going to need some 1-drops. I think running 2 Twilight Panthers in the main deck is fine. Probably want to run the Skittereel. Probably want to run the Bring to Trial. Do we want a Watchful Giant? I don't think we need a Watchful Giant now that we have Night of the Last Breath. Dead Revels is a fine card to give us card advantage. And I guess I could fill the deck out with some Vizkopa Vampires. What's our 3-drop slot like? Haven't got any creatures on 3. The only other 3-drop creature... We don't have any other 3-drop. We could get a Grudian. But the Panthers tend to do well for the Death Touch, so I'll probably just take maybe 2 Vampires, and I could take the Giant, but it's 6 mana. I don't really like jamming that much on the 5-up slot. I could take the Quench, but we're a bit low on blue sources, so I don't want to be forcing that when it's unlikely we'll be able to make use of it. Might take the Humongulus in this situation. Humongulus is not great. It's a good blocker on the ground, so that's a plus, and all we needed to do is block. So we're just going to go through everything quickly just to see what we got. Archway Angel is a potential. I could always drop the Humongulus out for it in games that go on for a lot longer. I can always drop the Final Payment for a wall if all the Fairy Duelist if we go up against aggro. I think we've got everything we want though. So this is going to be this is just a pretty much another Esperdurdle deck really. Esperdurdle, because that's what we do. That's what we play on this channel, Twitch and YouTube as well. Okay, so we're going to lock this in. Just a quick overview once more. We've got 2 Panthers, Senate Guildmage, Final Payment, Imperious Oligarch, Bring to Trial, Undercity's Embrace, Orzhov Lockets, we've got 2 of those, 2 Vizkopa Vampires, 2 Syndicate Messengers, Skitteriel, 1 Dead Rebels, Ill-Gotten Inheritance, Basilica Bellhorn. We've got Chillbringer, Humongulus, Orzhov Racketeers, Knight of the Last Breath, Sphinx of the Guild Pact, and a Gate Colossus. Gatey boy! And that should be fine. We've got 4 gates to activate Gate Colossus, and just as fixing. We're pretty heavy on the white-black, so having the lockets and the extra Orzhov Guild Gates is fine. We probably won't be able to play Senate Guildmage on curve most of the time, but we definitely want to be running 17 lands. I don't think we want to run 18. I think 17 lands for 2 lockets is fine for a deck with this curve. Okay, let's get to it. And this is ranked, so I'm going to be going up against bronze ranked drafters, which, like I said, I've played like a shit ton of these. This is best of 1, mind you, so I might not do so well in a best of 1, but I like this. We get the on curve Guildmage. Opponent goes first, perfect. In the traditional draft, I always let my opponent go first. Mostly because I'm playing Durdley decks, so I like to have the extra draw. But the thing is, like, I've played so many drafts, but they're all best of 3. So it might be that I end up having a bad time playing best of 1, because Esper might be a lot weaker in best of 1 than it is in best of 3. Though my decks tend not to change that much when I play best of 3. I sideboard in like 2 or 3 cards against a specific matchup. Aside from that, not much changes. So we're against Simic, who's opening with a Sage's Row Savant. Now, I don't like to chump Senate Guildmage into Sage's Row Savant, but it's not like Sage's Row Savant does anything. 1 top, 1 bottom. Okay, so we're going to drop Senate Guildmage. We'll probably just ramp the locket out at this rate, so we have a source of black for our top end and for final payment. Bring to Trial will be pretty good. Oh wait, he's playing Ban? He's playing Ban. I reckon he's got a Sentinel's Mark or something in hand. Dovin's Acuity. Okay, so this is going to be a grindy game, which hopefully my my card selection allows me to win out on a grindy game. I've got some quite like strong top end cards, so hopefully that does the trick. If he swings with Sage's Row, I'll just let it go through again. I've got no reason to... I can just gain life with the Senate Guildmage with the Orzhov Locket, so... Lavinia. Can't cast okay, and whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana is spent to cast it, count that spell. Okay. Gonna gain 2 life. Go on, swing with your Sage's Row Savant. Lavinia is a problem, because if I'm gaining mana from Lockets, I can't play creatures. Yeah. That's actually a problem, that is. I might have to final payment Lavinia. Which I'd rather not do, but I might have to do that. Lavinia is normally not a particularly good card in this format, but in this particular situation, she's quite good. So we're going to have to final payment Lavinia, I think, and just take 5. Because otherwise I can't actually play Chillbringer when I find more land. So, there you go. This is the first time I've seen someone draft Lavinia, play Lavinia, and actually get value out of it. I mean, they don't know that they've got value out of it, but they very much have. You don't... Generally, you wouldn't want to use a final payment against a Lavinia, but there you go. So I expect our opponent to play Dovins here again. Now he's playing a Hazardor Officer, okay. To push more damage with the Sage's Row, so he's going for a bit more of an aggressive. Hopefully we draw land. That's tap land, so that's not what we're looking for. Hopefully we draw land again, so we can drop something a bit bigger. Dovin's Acuity, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll put the Humongulus on the board because it will block and it can't be targeted. So we'll drop the Humongulus. So he can't target the Humongulus with anything. He might just be able to kill me with a Gift of Strength, because he is running green, and I'm wondering, he's probably splashed a big green boy with it, but I'd be real sad if I lost my first game. Oh, Azorius Knight Arbiter, that's bad. That's bad. He might run High Alert, mind you, but then if he High Alerts me, I'm just stuffed. I am so screwed. Okay, just block the Hastur Officer. Alright, so we're going to have to drop the Chillbringer to stop the Knight Arbiter from getting out of control. No attacks. Prowling Caracal is fine. Has he got a main phase spell? He can't have a counter spell. So we're going to drop the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Oh, has he got Quench? You better not have Quench. If you main deck Quench, I'm going to be really salty. Lord Mage's Binding. Oh, okay. Yeah, we dead. We dead. Wow. Fair enough. That's a bad first game. I think it's because I was forced to kill the Lavinia with the final payment. I think that's what got me. Because otherwise I could have played something on curve. Actually, to be fair, I think the biggest misplay of the game was not blocking the Sage's Row Savant and then tapping for life. But, yeah. Because that would have meant that he couldn't have got the Dovins back. But, hey-ho. We'll keep this. Thirsting Shade. So we've got Rakdos. Drill Bit. I don't like Drill Bit in this format. I think it's bad. Like going 1-for-1 with a discard card is like eh. He'll drop the Knight at the Last Breath, probably. He might drop Racketeers so I'm put off curve for a bit longer, but we're going to drop Plains, Locket. It's just pumping the Shade. So what we will do is we're going to drop... No, Gateway Plaza doesn't let us do it, so we're going to drop Ill-Gotten Inheritance. I wonder why he's holding up. So he's playing Jund. We're going to drop the Orzhov Guildgate and the Locket. So we've sort of staled the game out, like, so that's good. We're going to drop the Knight. He can't counter it. He could destroy it with a spell, but that's fine because we'd still get 3 spirits, so... It's fine, still get 3 spirits, so... That's an okay result. That's a bit more of a nuisance. But if he doesn't swing with the Shade, he can't really get any tempo, so we're just going to crack a Locket for cards. Okay, there's a final payment. We will use that, and we're going to pay 5 life and just kill the spider. And we're going to swing for 3. Because if our opponent wants to gain life to offset the damage we're dealing, he can't play cards on curve. So if he pumps the Shade once, he gains 2. No, he doesn't. Okay, so he just gains 1. Undercity Scavenger, sacking the Shade. And scrying 2. Dead Rebels. Dead Rebels is actually quite good here. Get 2 of our big boys back. And we are going to drop the Knight of the Last Breath, because he's on curve. And we're going to swing with everything but 1 of our spirits, so we can double trade into the Undercity Scavenger. But I don't mind trading the Knight of the Last Breath, that's fine. Yeah. He might have a Sagittar's Volley. Gate Colossus, okay. We can't block Gate Colossus with the spirits, but we have our own Gate Colossus, so that's good. And we're just going to swing with all the spirits, because they can't actually block the Gate Colossus. And with the Ill-Gotten Inheritance, we can actually clock him pretty quickly. Just trade that 1 for 1. If he plays a gate to put it back on top, that's fine. No, our opponent's pretty much out of luck here. Yeah, and he concedes. Okay, that could have went worse if we didn't get the Gate Colossus there. That could have went a lot worse. Alright, just claim 1 of our dailies and play again. Now, I'm not too bothered about how far I go in this draft, because this is just a draft for gold, so I can do these whenever I feel like, really. The drafts I care about are the ones for gems, because I've been going infinite with them thus far. Hopefully that continues to go that way. I've got a couple of... I did either 2 or 3, I can't remember how many I did for the stream. Should be in the VOD. The most recent VOD that I've got is me drafting for best of 3. Oh, mulls down to 5, that feels bad. This is a problem with BO1, like, you just mull down to 5 and you're just at a massive disadvantage straight off the bat. We're going to play Guildgate, because we're in no rush. Our opponent's mulled down, we're playing Durdle, so it feels good. Impassioned Orator. I will trade the Panther for that. I won't, because I'm playing Guildgate, but better to get the gates out than to not have them. That's the way I see it. And I can get Orzhov Racketeers turn ahead. We're just not going to block that. Gateway Plaza. I'm going to play the island and play the Locket. I think he might have a Quench. It's possible, because it is passing priority to him, unless he's got a piece of removal. I will block the Orator. No, okay, so he's not swinging, so he doesn't want to lose the Orator. We will drop the Guildgate. Oh, the Gateway Plaza. we'll play the Imperious Oligarch. Does he want to counterspell this? No, he doesn't. Okay, so we can start pushing 2 damage a turn if he doesn't want to let me get the Spirit. So, that's good. Unless his hand is full of, like, high-cost creatures that he can't play. I think we're going to drop the Skittereel and see if he tries to counterspell this. Okay, no counterspell. Gonna swing with the Oligarch. It goes through. And turn. So because we have the mana available, we can start dropping big creatures much sooner than our opponent can. We could even crack our Locket if we want to draw some more cards. So, but whilst I have plays, I think I'll just keep on playing. Okay, so he lets Racketeers go through. It's possible he might have like a Kaya's or something like that, but... Summary Judgment on the Eel? Final Payment. Okay, I'll take that. Because Final Payment would have destroyed the Eel if I had have adapted it, so that's fine. My opponent's already on 11, so it feels good. Ill-Gotten Inheritance does make the clock a little bit more dicey. We're going to Basilica Bellhorn because it's dank. Opponent's got to discard a card. Discards a Knight of the Last Breath. Okay, we're going to swing with everything. He has to block the Racketeers or else he discards another card. Yep. So we're just going to get 1 more damage through. It's good. And get 2 spirits, which we can then start pushing more damage with. So this game looks like it's going to be in the bag. We're on 20, our opponent's on 9. Got 4 creatures, 5 creatures, he's got none. Yeah, and he concedes. Okay, so another good game. Oh, another mythic! Ooh, what is it? Sarkhan Fireblood. Yeah, go on Sarkhan, fair enough. Maybe when they finally release more dragons, which they will do with the next set. War of the Spark is going to have more dragons. It's going to have another copy, it's going to have another Nicol Bolas. They'll print another Nicol Bolas. Whether he'll be a creature or just a straight Planeswalker, I'm not sure. But they will also be printing, they might print another Niv Mizzet. I have a sneaking suspicion what's going to happen is Niv is going to fight Bolas. And during the fight, his Planeswalker Spark's going to ignite, and I reckon we're going to get a Niv Mizzet Planeswalker. Because I think, lore-wise, Ral Zarek's probably going to get killed by whatever Bolas' scheme is. And I think Niv's going to get a Planespark, which would be dank. That's what I'm hoping anyway, because Niv deserves a Planespark. We've had 3 versions of Niv, and he's a fan favourite Dargon, so I think we might get a Niv Planeswalker. But yeah, Sarkhan would be good in a Dragon stack if we got some better dragons. Plague White's a bit of an issue actually, because we can't really block it. So we're just gonna keep dropping creatures and just pretend that it doesn't. We're gonna actually swing with the Panther, because we're not blocking this. So we just might as well get some damage in. We can't block it with the Oligarch because it doesn't do anything. The Oligarch just dies to the Plague White. So. And no blocks. We're going to drop the island, drop another Panther. Let's swing both. What's our opponent got? Grotesque Demise. Okay, fair enough. That's a good piece of removal. Okay, so we are losing the race. Not that we're trying to race our opponent, but we don't really have any other option. Good Boy can't really block the Panthers, or it just dies, so that's fine. Okay, has our opponent got anything else? No, he does not. See, cats beat dogs. Cats beat dogs. MTG confirms cats beat dogs. Just let the Plague White go through. And our opponent's going to drop something scary. Nope, he's not. Right, so we're going to drop a... I think we'll drop a Chillbringer. And we're going to tap out the Plague White. He'll probably remove the Chillbringer in some way. Another Grotesque Demise. He could also run Undercity's Embrace, which wouldn't matter that much. Final Payment and taking 5 for it. He still gets the trigger, so Plague White is still going to be out of action. Doggo's going to block. We get 1 damage through, so our opponent's on 10, we're on 14. It's not too bad. If he starts dropping bigger creatures, we don't have to worry about that. We have a Final Payment. That's slightly more of an issue. So we're going to drop Racketeers. Let's see if our opponent's got an answer for it. No attacks, because that will just kill one of my cats. I will block the Plague White with the Racketeers. I might even block the Panther over the Plague White. No, I'll block Plague White, because it's just... If he wants to give Plague White indestructible, he can. No, he's just going to take the trade. We get 2 spirits, which is good. Okay, so we can keep pushing damage. So we're just going to swing with everything. What's our opponent thinking of? What is our opponent considering? I reckon he's got like a Debtor's Transport or like the Last Breath in his hand that he can't play. Because he doesn't have the mana to do it. If we can find a gate, we can get a Gate Colossus out. If we find more land, we can get Night of the Last Breath out. If we get a gate, we can get both out, obviously. So it will be a turn later, but we can do it. So he's just letting 4 damage go through. It's a bit risky. It's a bit risky. You must have something. Twilight Panther, that's fine. Is he going to swing? He is not. What's he got in hand? Something he doesn't want to play. We might as well drop the Vizkopa Vampire, but I'm going to tap out just white and blue for it. That way I can hold up Final Payment. Vizkopa Vampire trades with anything he's got on board, gives me some life to increase the clock. Just going to keep swinging with everything. There's literally no reason not to. He's going to start blocking. Okay, so we're going to give our boy Death Touch, and we'll give this boy Death Touch as well. And has he got a response? He's going to give his Panther Death Touch, fair enough. And he's going to Blade Brand the Doggo. Wait, so he's just going to trade 1 for 1? I would have, I don't know, I like to keep the dog for the, you can't swing with Panther. He's got to drop a creature. If he doesn't drop a creature, Vizkopa Vampire. Okay. So we're going to Final Payment the Vampire so that our opponent doesn't gain a life. There's a Guild Gate. And we're going to pay 5 life and target the Vizkopa Vampire. Just kill it. And just going to swing everything again. Opponent's got to block Vampire with the cat. And the cat, he doesn't need Death Touch. He might have been expecting a Sentinel's Mark or something like that. So fair enough. So he has to have an answer for the spirits or he dies. Does he have an answer? Any kind of flyer will do it. Cry of the Carnarium, okay. So he was saving that until his board traded out. We're going to drop the Gate Colossus first. Does he have an answer for the Gate Colossus? Undercity's Embrace, okay. So if we find a gate, we can get the Gate Colossus back. Until then, we're going to drop another Last Breath. Drop another land. Lockets would refill our hand. Gates would give us a Gate Colossus. He's got another Undercity's Embrace. Watchful Giant. Okay. That's kind of bad, actually. Oh, there's a Guild Gate. Okay, well, there you go. Take action. We will swing, because he has to block. He might double block. He's not going to double block. Okay. I doubt he'll try push damage. He's a bit low to do that. If we can find an ill-gotten inheritance as well, then that's good. The only thing that can block the Gate Colossus is... I'm just going to hold that up. The only thing that can block Gate Colossus is the Watchful Giant, so... Consign to the Pit. So in that case, I'm going to sack it with the Knight of the Last Breath, which then puts it back in the graveyard, and we get a flyer. Okay, so we're basically just going to hold up at this point. We're going to tap for our... we're not going to tap that. We're going to tap black, play Locket. I'm going to crack the Locket immediately. Draw 2 cards. We got Undercity's Embrace, which is okay, I guess. We want Undercity's Embrace. We gain 4 life, so that's a plus. Our opponent loses a blocker. No attacks. We're never going to get rid of the human by itself. So, oh, Knight Last Breath. Okay, this has now gotten pretty interesting. He might trade Knight for Knight. He might try and do that. Oh, there's a Sphinx. Well, there you go then. Unless he has a final payment, he dies to the Sphinx. So, we're all good. Ill-gotten inheritance. Okay. Okie dokie. This has turned into a bit of a grind. A grindy match. Sphinx will eventually punch through whatever he's got on the ground. Or whatever he gets in the air, rather, not on the ground. Can't block the Sphinx on the ground. Humongulus is fine. Gives me another ground blocker, which means I can block the Knight and not have to kill it, so... I'm going to swing with the Sphinx. He has to block with the Messenger. He has no choice. He could sack it with the Knight of the Last Breath, which gives him an extra spirit. I should have swung with the Spirit as well, actually. That was a big mistake by me. Because if I swung with the Spirit, he would have got a Spirit to block my Spirit, which then gives him 1 less air blocker. What's he got? Vizkopa Vampire, that's a bit of a nuisance, but nothing terrible. That does increase the... does make the game go on a bit longer. However, I think I have the advantage, because I've got a Gate Colossus I can recur a couple of times, especially with Dead Rebels, so... Basilica Bellhorn, so he has to discard whatever he's got in hand. Undercity's Embrace, okay. I will just sack the Spirit. Okay. Swing with the Sphinx. He'll have to start sacking his creatures off with Knight of the Last Breath, and then I can start swinging on the ground. He might even swing with the Vampire to give himself some more life. But the Vampire doesn't trade with anything, so... We have got him on the ropes. We just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... So we've got 6 more land in here, so we've got about 1 in 3 of drawing gas. Not gas, but it gets us gas, so, you know. If we draw land, we can just ditch it. Unless it's gates, in which case we have to keep it. And our opponent has to find final payment. He might even have to sack the Ill-Gotten Inheritance just to not die to the Sphinx, and then we will win as the game progresses. This is a pretty tight game. I think we can probably win, though. I think we're probably quite likely to win this. Especially with the Dead Revels, like, unless our opponent can get a Dead Revels and then pull back Messenger and maybe Resolute Watchdog, I guess. That's probably his best bet. So if we draw Bog Standard Land, we'll get the Guild Mage to just loot it out, because we don't need it. Locket wouldn't be bad, because we could draw some more cards. Basically, we're probably pretty safe, whatever we draw. Because even if we just draw a gate, we can just get the Gate Colossus back. What's our opponent got? A second final payment would save him for at least some time. Okay, swinging the Vampire. We're gonna jump the home up. If that's a Blade Brand, he's going to kill it, whatever. If it's a Sentinel's Mark, he can't kill the Humongulus. But he will gain some life and not die. So that's what that will do. He's just going to sack it, okay. Well, you don't gain any extra life then, so... do I care about Vizkopa Vampire? Let's loot and see what we get. It's a bit dangerous, but it's not, like, wholly dangerous. Bring to trial. Well, we'll definitely take that. So we're going to discard the Vizkopa Vampire. Bring to trial the Night Last Breath. He might final payment, sack the Night of the Last Breath. Is he going to sack the Watchful Giant? Because if he does, I'm just going to swing with everything. Yeah, he just concedes. Yep. Well, there you go. It's game 3, if I'm not mistaken. Ugh. Good stuff. Claim that prize. What are we on right now? Pack, 300 gems, a bonus pack at 26%. Well, that could be a lot better. Come on, Wizards. Come on. You gotta be somewhat generous, otherwise people will get tired. To be fair, MTG does release a load more sets per year than any other card game I'm aware of on the market. So we're gonna mull this because I don't feel like holding. That's fine. That's fine because we can get the locket out and then we have access to white and blue, which is fine. Probably, if we open with Syndicate Messenger, we'll probably be okay. It's a bit slow, but fuck it, that'll have to do. Plague White is a problem. You never know, he might hit us and then drop a Spike Wheel Acrobat, and then we can bring to trial it. Because I do not feel like facing off against a 5-2 or whatever. Vizkopa's pretty good for him, that is. Not for us. It's pretty bad for us, but... I'd like to draw something that isn't land, if you can manage that game. Gimme Summary Judgment, or something, you know, something I can play. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Okay, this game just got really bad very quickly. We need our own Ill-Gotten Inheritance just to not die from the drain. Messenger does give us a trade, though. Even if he kills Messenger, he has to exile it, otherwise we get to still trade. So Grotesque Demise is like the worst thing here. If it's a double... No, you can't double Scorch Mark, he hasn't got double red. Grotesque Demise would be awful. Undersea's Embrace wouldn't be too bad. Skewer the Critics is okay, unless he's got something for the Spirit as well. Rakdos Trumpeter, okay. So we have to block the Vampire. We can't block the White. The White just hits us. If we block it, we get nothing, so... Senate Guild Mage, that's alright. I could play the Vampire. I could then double block the Trumpeter and get some life. but the Guild Mage can kill the white. I think we're going to drop the Guild Mage. Oh, this is pretty dicey. I don't like this. He can swing with the Trumpeteer and push another 3 damage as well, which is quite bad. And there's basically nothing I can do about it. Yeah, he's going to swing both. Okay, we're going to just trade the Guild Mage into the white, because otherwise we're just stuffed. Thirsting Shade is another thing that he can pump, so he's got a lot of creatures on board that he can just pump, which is not good. Do I sack a Locket? I think we do. We've got to draw. We've got to draw. Answers. Give me answers. Panther's not bad, actually. Panther gives me a trade on the Trumpeteer. If I have to double block. So that could be a lot worse. But we're probably... He can't explode the Inheritance for damage, which is good. Because if at any point we drop so low that I can't survive the Inheritance popping, we just die. I don't think I have enough life gain in this deck either to be able to survive that. So swinging all, so Spirit has to go into the 3/1, Panther has to go into the Shade. And we have to just let the Trumpeter go through. Okay. Double Vampire's alright, because he can't play anything else. So we can... The Vampires will give us some life, which we otherwise wouldn't have. No more Plague Whites. No more Plague Whites. Dead Rebels? He's got Dead Rebels? For the Vampire and the... Ah, shit. Oh, he's taking the Plague White back. Okay, that's pretty bad. We're going to just have to double drop Viscopa Vampires. Right, he can't explode the Inheritance for lethal. He could swing with Trumpeteer and just double trade the Vampires, but it would at least give us some life to work with. Yeah, okay, so we can never drop below 4 life. If we drop to 4 life, we die. Because even if we get our own ill-gotten Inheritance out, it's only going to even out the damage. It's not going to give us, like, advantage. Okay, so he's not going to swing with the Trumpeteer. Do we have to actually crack this for options? What would save us, really? Because, like, he just cracks that next turn, so I have to swing with at least one of the Vampires. Oh, that's fine. That's good. Yeah, I'll take that. I think we've got to crack this. Right, Panther's good, Panther's good. Okay, we're still in it, we're still in it. Not by much, but we are. Because we can double block Trumpeteer, which will kill it. Yeah, we got to double block the Trumpeteer. Okay, so he's not going to play anything else this turn, probably. So we're on 10, that's okay. Messenger's quite good. And we can hold up final payment as well, in case we need to use that. But we need to find our ill-gotten Inheritance, because if we don't, then we're just dead to the drain over time. We could Dead Revels the Vampires back as well, to give us some more time. So we can survive. Not well, but we can for the time being, you know. If he drops a big, smashy Rakdos boy, we can bring it to trial, which is something, I suppose. Beating him to death is going to take a while, mind you. Beating him to death is going to take a very long time. We're going to need a Gate Colossus to do it. Rakdos Firewheeler. Target opponent 2 damage up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. So Firewheeler is going to kill the spirit. We're going to final payment in response and sack. Target that and sack our spirit. We could have brought it to trial, but okay, we're still in. We're still in the game, guys. We're still in. As long as he can't just do 2 or 3 damage to our face, like, we're all good. Well, we're not all good, but we're holding on. Roustabout, that's fine. Has he got another creature? He doesn't. Maybe he does. Okay, we're still in it. And I can Dead Rebels the vampires back and get them to block the Roustabout. Undercity's Embrace. Well, we want a Dead Rebels, that's for sure. And we definitely... Senate Guildmage might be better, because it's life gain over time. So we're going to take the Senate Guildmage, and we're going to take 1 vampire. And I think we Undercity's Embrace the Roustabout. I know this could give us life if we dropped a bigger creature. But for the essence of that deals 1 damage when it attacks. It gets blocked, basically. So that would just push damage even if we blocked it, which we don't want to happen. We definitely do not want that to happen. We might actually win this. It's very unlikely, but there is a small chance we can actually win this game. And for every turn our opponent doesn't have a proper response to what we play, we're all good. We're all good. If he can kill the Guildmage, it becomes a bit more dicey. Oh, we dead? Oh, we are just dead. Oh, dear. Oh, well. We tried our best. And, unfortunately, Macabre Mockery. Because it's beginning of next end step, so, yeah. Just pops that and we die. 1 turn too late. Oh, never mind. That was pretty close. If we could have got the inheritance earlier, I think we would have had a chance, but fortunately that was not the case. Still, these gold-based drafts are... I mean, again, it's BO1. I just have to build a deck that I think can win in both control and aggro matchups. And Allegiance is... It's fairly fast, but it's not, like, ridiculously fast, so I will keep this hand. Okay. Let's open with the Azori skill gate. So I can get the Imperious Oligarch down. Immolation Shaman. Let's play the Oligarch. We won't block, obviously, because there's no point. We'll not block. Have your Spectacle. Roll Belt Runner, okay. That's an issue. We're going to have to drop Island, Basilica Vampire. Oh, Island was probably a mistake, because I can't play the Basilica Belthorn now. Yeah, that was a mistake. Never mind. We can trade 1 for 1 with either of these creatures, so it's not too bad. Could be worse, could be a lot worse. Block that straight up. Has he got Colossus? Gift of Strength, okay. We still gain 3, so it's not too bad. And he can't play anything else for the turn, so we're going to drop the Guildgate. Play another Vampire. Vizkopa Vampire is probably a lot better in BO1 than he is in BO3. Like, BO3 he's a good sideboard card, but that's about it. Burn Bright. I see. That seems like a bad use of Burn Bright, but okay. Have a Basilica Belthorn, I guess. Yeah, the reason I'm playing this is because it will trade with the Immolation Shaman. Just hit him for another 2. we're going to hold up the Gateway Plaza for when Gate Colossus comes around. And we will swing with the Bellhorn. Because that will stop one of my creatures from blocking anyway. But if he swings with it, I can at least trade it with one thing. And we will kill the Rob Bell Runner. He hit his land just a little bit too late, and I think he's going to have a bad time because of it. Because the Skittery Eel can now swing through as a 5/5, so... Oh, there's a last breath. We do want to play that next turn, so we're going to just drop the Gateway Plaza now. And we're going to swing, 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 swang. We're going to swang at our opponent. And if he chooses not to block, we can just pump the Eel, and then he's dead to the Spirits next turn. Go double block the Bellhorn. Okay, well, we're just going to pump the Eel in response. Easy game. Raptor hatchling. Getting up to the silver rank drafters now. This hand's not that great, but we will keep it on the off chance we draw blue. But any land will do. Any land will do. Silharder Wayfinder's not very scary. He'll probably search for land if he's got creatures in hand. No, it's Gatebreaker Ram, so he's got to have some gates, right, in hand. Steeple Creeper. We will just drop Messenger. Messenger trades for them both. I will let the Steeple Creeper go through if he wants to swing with that. Actually, will I? Nah, I'll probably trade it out. Our opponent is deciding whether they want to play anymore or not. Oh, we lost our connection. Oh, bad. That's not good. Hopefully the stream doesn't lose connection as well. On the plus side, if I lose connection to games and lose my draft because of this, then I can always contact MTG and be like, yo. I'll take that trade, that's fine. Daggercaster, okay. That's not too bad. Vampire is fine. Khalees trade for the Daggercaster with it. Keeps me going for a bit longer. Basilica Bellhorn is solid here. Very solid. Now our opponent has to decide, does he drop his threat, does he drop his land? He dropped the Gyro Engineer. Okay, so he is playing Temur, he just can't find blue. So he's going to pump the Sauroform Hybrid, which we will let him do. Because we can bring it to trial the turn after. No blocks. Pump that bad boy up. Going to bring this bad boy to trial because he's a bit too hefty to be roaming the streets of Ravnica, and we will just pass. I think we've stabilized. We've got card advantage in hand, or we can generate card advantage. Gruul Beastmaster is not so much of a threat because the Panther can just block whatever it pumps. We will drop the Locket and we will pass. We will probably crack the Locket next turn. And there's Gatebreaker Ram, which is not that scary, so we don't need to worry about it. Is our opponent going to swing? We get good trades either way, so yeah, he hasn't got any good trades. So we will drop the Racketeers. More 3 power creatures is good in this situation, and we can still pump the Panther. Rob Belt Runner, that's fine. So again, a bunch of 3 toughness creatures is no problem for our board. Is he going to swing? He is swinging, okay. I'd say this is a bit risky, to be honest. What's he going to pump? He's going to pump that, okay. Resolve. Give this Death Touch. This is going to block this. You're going to block that. And you're going to block that. And our opponent is now out of luck. So we now have board advantage and card advantage. We are going to swing with 1 Spirit. And then we're going to Dead Rebels. And we're going to bring back the Orzhov Racketeers and the Syndicate Messenger. And we're going to drop the Messenger. And our opponent concedes. 5 mana. All you need. We didn't even play 2 of our cards the entire game. Like, Orzhov is so strong in draft. It's crazy. It's crazy how good Orzhov is in the draft. Like, I would always draft Orzhov over Azorius, and then I just kind of splash for good blue cards. That tends to be what I do. I have also played Mardu, and that's gone okay as well, but it's only if you get a really, really strong red card in your draft that I would ever do that. So we do get the Panther out turn 1, which is nice. So regardless of what our opponent's playing, we have something to work with. I always like the extra draw, unfortunately, so, you know. Just going to drop the Plaza. And swing for 1. Another Guildgate, so our opponent's a bit slow on their mana. We're going to drop the Swamp, and we're going to swing for 1 again. We'll see what our opponent drops. It might be dangerous, it might not be. Undercity's Embrace will kill it, though. Whatever it is. But we will hold on to Undercity's Embrace if it's not that scary. A Gruul Spellbreaker. Okay, well, I guess we're not able to kill that straight away. I think I want to drop the Bellhorn, but then if I don't drop the Undercity's Embrace, I can't deal with this. So, well, I can with the Panther, but I think we're just going to Undercities Embrace it now. And then a swing with the Panther. We don't mind playing a little slower, and this means I can get the Humongulus out, which should be able to block up anything that he drops. Except an Ill-Gotten Inheritance, it doesn't block that. So for the essence of putting more power on board, I'm going to put the Bellhaunt down. I probably should have tapped that correctly. Oh no, I would have had to tap these two for black anyway. What's he going to ditch? Dropped a Collision Colossus. Okay. So either he's running low on cards, like creatures, or he has more tricks in hand, so he doesn't need those many. I can get a good Dead Revels with the Panther, but unfortunately I have no creatures in the graveyard, so... Rubble Belt Recluse. Okay, that's bad. I think we drop Messenger. And just hold up. So, Recluse has to swing into the Panther, so if he hasn't got removal for the Panther, we can just kill the Recluse. That's a bad thing to drop with Death Touch on board. Clamor Shaman, which he will give... Yep, he's going to give it haste. And he's going to make sure that the Panther can't block. We're not going to block the Recluse. Resolve. And we'll just block the Clamor Shaman and go damage. We're still on 15 life, so we're not in a scary spot, and we just pulled our Ill-Gotten Inheritance, so I'm going to drop that as well. And we're going to swing with the Messenger and the Horn. Now it is our opponent who is on the clock. Unless he has removal for the Panther. Okie dokie. Trollbred Guardian's pretty scary, but the Recluse has to swing. So we then give the Panther Death Touch, and the Panther blocks, and the Panther kills it. Good, good. There's an island. I think we Dead Rebels here. Oh, we need more creatures, really, in the bin. If we drop Humongulus, we can triple block the Trollbred Guardian, which is not too bad. I think that's fair enough. So we're not going to attack. See what he's got. He's going to pump the Trollbred Guardian, most likely. Another Ill-Gotten Inheritance is quite bad for us. He's just going to adapt it. Is he going to swing? We do have more than enough blockers for it, and he can kill 2 of our creatures, and we still get a spirit out of it. So, okay, Racketeers is fine. Vampire might be better. I think Racketeers is probably better, and we'll swing with the Messenger. Because this way our opponent is still losing 1 life every turn, and we're losing 1 life every turn. And he has to swing with the Trollbred Guardian, because if not, he can't increase the clock. But we will just Dead Revels some creatures back out, and then we're all good. Especially a Bellhaunt. Bellhaunt would be great to Dead Revels back into the game. He might even sack one of the Ill-Gotten Inheritances, assuming he's got... Ah. Okay. Is he planning on sacking the Ill-Gotten Inheritance? Because I do not agree with that. He needs that to stay in the game to draw more power. Okay, I'm just going to swing. If that's a pump, that's going to be a problem. I might even swing with the Racketeers, but it's a bad idea. I get some spirits, but it doesn't really do anything. Gate Colossus. Well, that's a nice card. Drop the Vizcopa Vampire. Right, he didn't sack one in end step, so how much, if he's got a Colossus, how much damage is he dealing? Because we gain 3 from the Vampire. He sacks 1 inheritance for 4. So, yeah, he's sacking the inheritance. I think he's got a Colossus in hand. I think that's what he's got. So he's going to swing with the Trollbred Guardian. Troll Frog Warrior. Honestly, it looks like a Ninja Mutant Turtle. You notice that? Trollbred Guardian looks like a Ninja Mutant Turtle that's just had far too many roids and far too much time in the gym. Maybe it's just me. Would he be a Donatello or a Raphael? Like a Michelangelo? I don't think he'd be Michelangelo. Is it Raphael who's like the really ham one who like fights all the time? I can't remember. Oh, there's a final payment. Well, goodbye Trollbred Guardian. So, we're going to final payment. And we're going to sack a creature. And I think we're going to target him, and we're going to sack the Bellhorn. Because then we can bring it back with Dead Rebels. And our opponent's going to feel sad. We're going to bring Bellhorn and Panther back. Play Panther. And we're going to swing with the Racketeers and the Vampire, but leave the Humongous and the Syndicate Messenger up. So he has to discard whatever he's got in hand. Electro Dominance! Okay, so he was planning on like pumping everything into Electro Dominance to kill us. Bolrak Clan Crusher is not a problem. So, he hasn't got any cards in hand, so we're not playing the Bellhorn. We don't need to. We're going to go to combat, and we're going to swing at him with the Panther and the Messenger. Good damage. He loses 3, end turn. We're very unlikely to die to whatever he top decks, because he'd have to sack this, go through with this for like 4, so make sure we can't block, which there's no card that does that. So yeah, pretty good. Another game in the bag. Grotesque Demise, that's fair enough. But I can just swing all and then pop the inheritance to kill him, so. So I'm going to go game. He's dead. Yep. Nice. So the BO1 draft is actually going pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. And by pretty good, I mean, yeah, it's going better than I expected. I didn't think Esper was going to be quite so good in the BO1 draft, but we're getting 800 gems, which is good, and then we might even get 950 plus packs. In which case I could play another one, but I'd rather play BO3 because the rewards are much better. Like, the amount of packs you get are just so much better. I'm going to quickly nip to the toilet and grab another cup of tea, and then I'll be back, so it'll be about 5-10 minutes. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. We are back. When I get this up on a... Ooh. Oh, hello, Tommy Care. I don't know how long you've been there, actually. Hopefully not too long. I don't have the timestamps in the chat. Can I find the timestamps? If you've been sitting there, I haven't realised. Then that's my bad. 5:04. Oh, been sitting there for like 20 minutes. My bad. I've been just sort of engrossed in you know, playing Magic. I don't know how much of this draft you've seen so far, but hopefully you've been having fun. We've been just winning some more drafts as you do. I was doing dailies earlier, but you know, I was waiting for it to be a better time to start streaming properly. I was just casually doing my dailies. I think we'll drop the island here just in case we draw something that needs blue. Yeah, I woke up very late today. I would have liked to have been doing warbands, but I'm just not. I am not with it today. I had a pretty rough day yesterday, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna chill. We're just gonna chill. And we're just gonna play some Magic. That's what we're gonna do. This is a very irritating board full of Death Touch, which I don't like. I think I'll kill the Enforcer, because at least he has to pay mana for the Panther. And he's only got one black source right now, so that will be slightly more irritating for him. Blade Juggler, okay, fair enough. It's a pretty nasty card he's got there. We will drop the Messenger. This does put me off of playing another card for a turn, so I will have a bit of a dead turn. Turn 5, but that's okay. If he swings everything, I'll probably not block the Blade Juggler. Oh, maybe I do block the Blade Juggler in this situation. I think that's fine. He's got a toughness buff for the Blade Juggler, or is it just a straight 1-for-1? Straight 1-for-1 is fine. He might actually dead Rebels here for the Enforcer and the Blade Juggler, which would be okay. I don't think that's too bad for me. Spirit of the Spires. Okay, that's slightly more problematic. Let's drop the Locket and feel bad. Yeah, okay, we feel bad for a turn. Might lose this game. My curves are a little bit off. By a little bit, I mean it's quite off. Yeah, there's the Dead Rebels, and here comes the Blade Juggler. Oh, that's some value, that is. That's some pure value right there. Right, we're going to drop Racketeers, because the Racketeers will trade with the Panther, at least somewhat well. I don't want to trade Racketeers for the Panther, but I kind of have to, so... Because otherwise I can't drop any bigger creatures, because he'll always have Death Touch on board. No, like, Humongulus can block the Blade Juggler well enough. Yeah, so tonight I'm just gonna play some drafts for a bit, and then when it gets a bit later, I'm gonna do my Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. Yeah, we done screwed. We dead. Well, we're not dead, but we're pretty dead. We're pretty screwed right now. Okay, well there's a Chillbringer. That's not too bad. I can at least stop him from swinging in the air for a turn. Will he final payment the Chillbringer? That's the question. I am going to have to get rid of that Panther somehow, so I might have to double block it next turn. Oh, I guess we're not double blocking it, so Panther's just going to swing for 2. That's an Azorius Knight Arbiter, that is. It might as well be. We're going to double block the Enforcer, I think. We're taking 6. And our opponent's probably got plenty of removal in hand, so I think we just dead. I do need to play the Panther, otherwise we get nowhere. I guess I have to Undersea's Embrace, so he loses a spirit. We're alive on 1. So that's got to count for something, right? Well, we get 6 wins. That's still pretty good. We might even get a bonus pack out of it, so... I have to give that Death Touch. Another Sentinel's Mark for lethal. Ill-gotten inheritance. Oh, we dead. GG. Well, we just had absolutely no tempo there. We didn't draw land, so we just couldn't play anything. That's okay. We still got 6 wins. I think that's pretty good. I haven't played the BO1 yet, and the Esper deck seems to do pretty good, so... Oh, we got 2 packs as well. Oh, so we're just lucky. Never lucky. Always lucky. Let's pop these packs open and see what we got. Taste of Karlov? Fair enough. And... what else do we get? A Breeding Pool. I do like my Shock Land. When I can get it. I don't like crafting it, but... There you go. So we don't have enough gold to play another one, which is fine. But we can play a traditional, so... That's what we're going to do. We're going to play a traditional draft. I might play 2. I'll see what I'm feeling like. But we'll play at least 1. Okay, pack 1, pick 1. Gate Colossus, right? We got Gatey Boy on pack 1. Yeah. Right, okay, so we're playing the Gate deck. Any Orzhov or Azorius Guildgates we pick up pretty much straight away. But Chillbringer is really good. Like, I think pack 1 we still pick, like, quality creatures. But after that will be and there's an Ill-gotten inheritance, so, you know, we're going to pick that up as well. Probably a Senate Griffin. I think I like that most out of the pack there. Undersea's Embrace or Summary Judgment. I'll take Summary Judgment. Probably a Skittereel here. Probably the best thing there. I'll take Skittereel. High Alert! High Alert. Otherwise I'd take Locket, but High Alert's a good build around card, so we can build around High Alert now. I guess Debtor's Transport. Not that I like playing it, but we'll take it. I guess Scuttlegator can be fine. In a High Alert deck, Scuttlegator is actually okay. It's a 6/6 for 6. Exposed to Daylight's good in the sideboard. Wall of Lost Thoughts is good in High Alert. I like to have at least one. This is uncommon, so we'll take the Wall of Lost Thoughts. And here we'll take a Blade Brand because it might be relevant. And here we just cry. I guess we take Dagcaster with Blade Brand, might be splashable. Deface can be splashable against Gate Colossus decks. Wilderness Reclamation, probably not playing, but there you go. And a Goblin Gathering, cool. Unbreakable Formation. I've never actually drafted this, but that's because it's supposed to be quite good in draft. I think it's okay. Like, sometimes you get an amazing trade with it, other times it's a bit like, eh. Undersea's Embrace is good. I'll probably just take the Undersea's Embrace. Summary Judgment's good. Take Summary Judgment. What we got here? Croc. We got Croc. We'll take Croc. Hero of Precinct 1. I'm surprised that came around this far. Mortify is very good as well. We probably take the Mortify here. We can get a Bring to Trial, a Humongulus, or a Croc. Hex-proof things in High Alert's quite nice because they can't get rid of them, but Croc is just better in general. So we'll take another Croc. No Gilgates coming around, which feels bad, so we'll just take another Summary Judgment. There's an Azorius Gilgate. We're going to start jamming Gilgates when we see them if we don't see another card that's really good for High Alert. Now, Gateway Sneak is great, but you've got to have the Gilgates first, or else there's no point picking one. I mean, you could pick one and then pick up Gilgates, but... Dead Rebels is fine to have one of. Pegasus is good. We don't need the Exposed to Daylight, we can get Petitioners, and Petitioners are good memes, so... Rally to Battle can actually be just an instant kill with High Alert, because it gives you a lot more power. It's basically a 3-3 buff, which is pretty dank. We're going to take Petitioners, because we're a meme lord. We're going to take Orzhov Locket. Shimmer of Possibility could be worse. Humongulus is fine, so we'll take a Humongulus. Root Snare we're not playing. Thought Collapse we might play, but I'll sideboard it for now. Nicure of the Old Ways. Oh, well, I'd love to have a Nicure, but unfortunately... we're now picking gates, basically, every time. Do we have enough creatures to make the deck work? Pegasus, Petitioners, Wall, 3 Summary Judgments, Shimmer, Bladebrand. Unseated Embrace, High Alert, Locket, Mortify, Skitterial, Senate Griffin, Dead Rebels, all got an Inheritance. Chillbringer, Humongulus, 2 Crocs, Transport, Scuttlegator, Gate Colossus. We've got big beefy boys and we've got a lot of removal, so I think we just take gates. Take gates where we can. Here we want a Syndicate Messenger. Here we want a Final Payment. And Depose Deploy is alright, actually. Not sure if what's my 4-drop slot like? It's pretty hefty already. But it is instant speed. It might be nice to have a Grudian in the deck, but then Final Payment's also just really good. I don't have many creatures I want to sack, though, is the only thing. Oligarch's always quite good, and I haven't picked up any Orzhov Gilgates yet, but I did pick up a Locket, so I think we'll take the Oligarch. My 2-drop slot is pretty fucking stacked, though. There's another Gilgate, so we pick that up. Another Gilgate, which we pick up. I guess now we pick up a Grudian. Another Croc or another Gilgate. More Crocs is never bad, and I do have 4 Gilgates already, and they are Azorius Gilgates, so I think I'll take the Croc. Night of the Last Breath is a good late game card, but we don't need it, so another Shimmer might be not terrible. It could be worth picking up Shade for aggro matchups, but... Shade or Shimmer? Shimmer's a bit meh, so maybe a Shade. Shade for the aggro. Another Dead Rebels, because it's the only card I'll ever play. Might be worth having a Gruul Guildgate for Daggercaster as a potential splash with Bladebrand, but it's a bit cute. I'm probably never playing Bankrupt in Blood, but I guess I'll take Bankrupt in Blood for the collection. I guess an Exposed to Daylight for the sideboard. I guess I'll take a Growth Spiral for the sideboard. I'll take another Reclamation for collection purposes, and Axebane. Okay, right, so we're a bit dicey on the black fixing, but we're fine for white and blue. Which I suppose we can make work. A lot of our creatures are going to like... Right, so actually we should put the gates back in. I'll put the gates back in a moment. We didn't get any mythics, didn't get any rares. Uncommons! Gate Colossus, Mortify, High Alert, Wall. Commons! 3 Summary Judgments. Messenger, Pegasus, Humongulus, Chillbringer, Skitterial. And now we're a bit dicey on the black is the only thing. I can drop in an Orzhov Locket, which helps. We're going to drop in the Guild Gates now. Final Payments removal, so we're taking that. Skullgate is a nice big boy, so we'll take that. Inheritance is a good win con, aside from just smashing people with huge creatures. Undersea's Embrace is removal. How many Crocs do we need in the main deck? We've got a lot of Summary Judgments, so we have got removal. I think we take 2 Crocs, maybe a third one if we go into like control matchups. I'll definitely take 1 Dead Revels, I think that's fine. Having a 1-drop wouldn't be too bad, but a black 1-drop means we're less likely to hit it. Petitioners is fine, it turns into a 3/3 that can mill, so it could be worse. Probably take a Grudian as well. So maybe take Petitioners, Grudian, and maybe a Shimmer. Shimmer can be nice to dig for things. Bladebrand can be good for an early trade. If I take out... I don't really want to run Petitioners if I can help it, but Petitioners are kind of memey, so... that's always the reason to run them. I think curve-wise, got a load of 2-drops. Then we've got a decent amount of 3s, 4s, 5s, and a couple of big boys. And our 5-drops are basically huge. Like, these guys are like, that's a 5/5 hexproof, and these guys are 7/7, so we can beat our opponent to death once we get High Alert out. Do we take Shimmer just to give us options? Because that can fix our land. It's not the worst thing to play on turn 2 if I don't find a creature. I can't see what else I'd play. It's either Shimmer or Bladebrand. I guess Bladebrand gives me a trade and a card, so whereas Shimmer just kind of looks for something. Take a Bladebrand. This could be... I'm literally playing almost identically, but this is High Colossus, I guess. This Colossus is really, really baked out of his mind. Alright, cool. Game 1. I probably should have introduced what was in the deck, but I mean, you guys can look when you're watching the video. If you watch the VOD, or if you watch on YouTube, I'll go through the deck after this game. Or maybe when I'm sideboarding, you know, because this is BO3. We're back to BO3. And depending on how my drafts go, I'll either be playing 1, 2, or 3. We'll see. I have got some YouTubing I want to do tonight. I want to start a Stellaris game. I don't know if you play Stellaris, Tomike? This hand's a bit dicey. I'll keep it because he goes first. Okay. I can Bladebrand just for a card. So there's always that. There's Petitioners with no blue mana. No spectacle for you, my friend. Which means no early Blade Juggler. A Vampire. Okay, Vampire's fine. There's a Mortify, so we're going to have to Bladebrand the Vampire just to draw a card. No land. Cool. So we're totally land screwed. That's always a plus in your first game. Totally being land screwed. There's a light up the stage, which is terrible for us. He's got a Bladebrand that's not useful, though, so he might play that just for the card draw. Oh, there's planes. Okay, so we've got that. I think we just mortify the roustabout already. Just not even let him swing with it. So we need one of any land to be able to play Messenger. We get one blue, we can play Petitioners. One of any land, we can play Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Spike Wheel Acrobat is really fucking bad for us. There's a Locket, so we're basically a bit stuffed. I just missed land. Like, the funny thing is, if I had have drawn land, we would probably be fine. Because I could have traded Petitioners for the Vampire, and the Spike Wheel Acrobat would die to the Messenger, and we'd be absolutely fine. And then the Spirit from the Messenger would trade for the second Vampire, so... yeah. But we just have to play the Messenger and hope it survives. No, we're just dead. We're just flat out dead. So that's game one. Right, we definitely want Shade. I think we take out the Blade Brand because it's not very good against aggro. And I think that's about the only change we can make. We could put in Oligarch, but having more early drops might be better than, like, Grudian's not going to be that relevant, so Oligarch's probably more relevant. And we'll just keep it at that. Hopefully that's good enough. Draw first. This is missing all black mana, so that's a massive problem. Do I mulligan it? I think we've got enough 2-drops in the deck, I'm probably going to draw one. And there's black mana, so we're all good. We are all good today. Spike Wheel Acrobat, and Viscopa Vampire, okay. We will just see what our opponent does. Alright, she's going to swing. We're going to Undercity's Embrace. Considering the Goblin pumps, I don't know if I would have ditched the Goblin there. Probably would have ditched the Vampire. Light up the stage for 2 lands, which is kind of good for us, I suppose, since it doesn't really give him any... It does dig through his deck a bit faster, but... oh, there's Spike Wheel Acrobat, okay, so... we are going to just have to mortify that right now, because I can't let that sit on board. There's Trumpeteer, which is a problem, and there's another Vampire. Alright, I would love to draw some more of my 2-drop removal or creatures. That would be fantastic, game, if you could just do that for me. Has he got Get the Point? Because if he hasn't got Get the Point, we can at least, like, slow him down with the Croc. He might have Blade Brand. He has got Blade Brand in his deck, but I still have to trade the Croc. I would just push 6. Yeah, I would just push 6. And if he hasn't got any black mana left. No, he's not pushing 6. Okay. I think that's a mistake, to be honest, but we're going to drop the planes. We're going to drop Ill-Gotten Inheritance and hold up black. If you don't mind, game. We're just going to pass. Now, if he just swings with the Trumpeteer, I will probably sack... I'll probably just pay the life, actually. Pass the blockers, block that. Block the damage. Alright, now we're going to file payment, and we're going to sack a creature enchantment. We're going to sack the Ill-Gotten Inheritance, because unfortunately, like, I have to. So we're on 6, which is really dicey. There's an Oligarch. Oligarch is only a 1/1, but I'm going to swing with the Croc. He will take it, and I can untap at instant speed with the High Alert. Mill him for 1. Not that it matters, but we might hit something good. We hit Judith. Well, that's good. That's real good. Swing with the Croc. End our turn. So he's got 1 card in hand. Tap Petitioners. He's going to mill a card. We're going to untap the Petitioners. Our opponent's going to mill another card. Hopefully we hit another creature. No, we hit land. Okay, that's not so good. Humongulous. Thank you very much. Right. I won't swing because I want to keep up all my blockers. I don't want to swing unless I've got Croc where I can untap him with High Alert, basically. Now he can pump that Goblin up very hard. I'm going to mill him again. Drops a Guildgate. Summary Judgment. So what we're going to do is going to go to combat, swing with Croc. Will he block it with the Goblin? He will not. He will end. Rubble Belt Recluse, that's fine. We can block that with the Croc. He's not swinging. We'll mill him for 2 again. And let's go skew the critics. Just mill out. Mill for days. If I find the wall, I can mill him for another 4. Then goes a Rakdos Roustabout as well. And there's an island. He can't double pump the Goblin, so we're going to swing with the Croc again. I could have swung with the Homunculus to present lethal, but then he gets a good trade either way, so... Okay, so he's going to double block. He can't double pump with the Goblin though, so... Go to damage. That doesn't matter, because he's Still loses. Oh no, oh, it gets a +2/+2. Sorry, I forgot. Whoops. No, that's still fine. Because we've got the Summary Judgment to deal with him if he swings with big boys. We can always find more removal. That's not a problem. How many times can you pump this? You can pump it twice. Turn it into a something 5. Past attackers. Swing with the Gravelhide Goblin. Past the blockers. Block with the Humongous. Resolve. Now he has to pump it again, and then we Summary Judgment him. In response, Summary Judgment, Gravelhide Goblin dies, no loss. Resolve. Mill my opponent for 1. Dead Rebels goes to the graveyard, untap Petitioners. Petitioners mills for 1. Orzhov Locket. We're going to tap 3 blue for the Locket. I'm going to crack the Locket immediately. There's a Summary Judgment. It's pretty good. I'm going to attack the Oligarch because it trades 1 for 1 with the Vampire. Okay, end turn. So we've got Summary Judgment ready in case he tries to do anything funky with the Vampire. Spawn of Mayhem. That's not very good for us at all. That is very bad for us, actually. How do we deal with that? Not well is the answer. Is he going to remove the Persistent Petitioners? Because that's going to deal 1 damage to us. And then he's going to swing with it and put us on 1. Skewer the critics. Okay. Just make him lose a card, I suppose. And there goes Theatre of Horrors, which he probably didn't want anyway. Swing with the Vampire. Double Summary Judgment is exactly what we needed. We're just going to pass. So if he swings the Spawn of Mayhem, he dies. Because now it's a 5-5 and we die, so we're just going to good game him. Okay, Summary Judgment number 1. Summary Judgment number 2. Has he got a pump? He doesn't. Okay, right, cool. We're still in the game. Wall of Lost Thoughts would be great here, because then he only has 3 turns to kill us. Syndicate Messenger is also pretty good. Can't complain about that. I'm going to go to combat and swing with them both. Spy Mangler, okay. So he's going to double block the Humongulus, which means we still go 2 for 1. Storm Strike gives it first strike. Oh, and +1/+1. Oh, that's bad. Okay, so Humongulus is going to die. Okay. Well, we've still got 2 blockers, so we're okay. If he removes Oligarch or Messenger, we still get Spirits. So we're not in a bad spot. Gate Colossus, that's pretty good. And we can still untap the Messenger, so I'm going to swing with the Messenger. Thirsting Shade, that's nice, we can pump that up. Swing them all. Vampire goes in front of the Colossus, otherwise he dies. Mangler trades with the Oligarch, fair enough. I get another flyer out of this, so. End turn. Opponent's down to 5 cards. He dies to the Gate Colossus. Yep. Whew! Managed to pull that game back. But this is going to be difficult. We don't need the Grudian, so far as I'm aware. He didn't really have any removal, he just kind of had creatures, so... do we want the Senate Griffin instead of one of these? I don't think so. I think the deck is about as good as we're going to get it. So we'll keep... He'll opt to go first, which gives us extra draw. Opponent's choosing. Go. Right, we haven't got any black for the Oligarch. But we do get the extra draw. I think this is fine because we are inundated with 2-drops, so I think we'll be okay. There's a Humongulus. It's not what we wanted to see. We want to see black mana or any kind of mana really. Black would be great. Petitioners is fine. Gives us a blocker. Fear of Horrors. Can we mill him to death? That's the question we're asking ourselves now. Can we mill him to death? Is it better to mill him or to just swing with the Petitioners? I think it's still better to swing with the Petitioners. We could have milled the Vizkopa Vampire. Now, unless he can damage us, Theatre of Horrors doesn't do anything, so... As long as we've got plenty of blockers, we'll be alright. Carrion Imp. Okay, that's slightly worse. We're just going to pass. And we'll just Summary Judgment his Imp so he doesn't get to activate the Horror. And he loses a Gravelhide Goblin, that's fine. Pass to attackers, swings for the Imp. Imp dies to Summary Judgment. Now we know he's got a Spawn of Mayhem, which sucks for us. Unfortunately, Judith is going to give him a free kill on the Oligarch, which is not nice. He went face, so he can play the Swamp. And then drops a 2-drop. Dead Rebels, okay. That's not good for us. That Guild Gate is fine for us though. So what we're going to do is I'm going to swing with the Oligarch. 2 damage through. End turn. It's a gate under there. That does put him on green though, which is not good. Now, he doesn't know we have a Dead Rebels in our deck, so the Imp is like an irritating thing for him to have. Skewer the Critics, I will happily tap in response. Loses the Mountain. Grab a High Goblin. Is a 3-1. Okay, we've got a final payment. We're going to drop the Messenger instead. Swing with the Oligarch. Oligarch goes through. Might have been worth sideboarding the Thought Collapse in to try and mill him out with Wall, Petitioners, and Thought Collapse, given he gets a Theatre of Horrors out. But that's a bit cute to try and mill someone with 3 cards. Like don't get me wrong, Petitioners is alright, but Thrash? Okay. I'm actually gonna... No, let's block with the Spirit, because he's just gonna kill the Petitioners anyway. Or is he gonna hit me in the face and then drop a Vizkopa? And go face with that? Okay. Thirsting Shade. It does give me lifelink, so... We will not swing with the Oligarch, because if I swing with the Oligarch, he'll block it with the Vampire and then just kill the Shade. I'm not going to swing with that. Exiles a land under Theatre. And we're going to block this with the Shade. Again, he has to choose if he wants to ping Oligarch, and Oligarch's a better blocker as a 2-1. But I guess he doesn't care what's under Theatre and he's got enough lands, so he just kills the Oligarch, which is fine. I need to find one more land. If I find a gate, I can play Gate Colossus, which would be really dank the next turn. I could find... Any land is good, basically. I need to find land. That's like the main dealio here. Oh, he's getting rid of Petitioners! Okay, so he is actually worried about milling himself out with Theatre. Dead Rebels. Okay, that's not what we were after, but... I guess we just Dead Rebels because we haven't really got another option. And we'll take the Messenger and the... I guess the Oligarch back. And just no blocks, or no attacks. He drops more land under Theatre. He can start hitting us pretty hard with the Theatre, actually, so that's quite bad. Oops. Oh, I don't think he meant to do that. Maybe he did. Maybe he's just now tricking me. He swings with the Imp. I lose the Spirit, which is fine. He can Spectacle at any of his cards, so Spectacle Acrobat, yep. There's a Swamp. We're going to drop the Croc, because the Croc blocks, at least the Acrobat it does. Now the only problem is, he can Spike Wheel Acrobat into the Croc, and then kill it with the Judith Ping. But I have to do this, because otherwise I take far too much damage. So he will ping the Croc, yep. Gate Colossus trades with the Rubble Belt Recluse. Rakdos Roustabout as well, fuck. We're getting beat to death here. I'm gonna Oligarch. I'm gonna sack the Oligarch to the Recluse, I think. Or do I? I can't pay 5 life, right? That's not a good idea. I'll just get beaten to death really, really far too quickly. But I can't Summary Judgment then as well. Maybe I file payment and take the life loss. And then just kill the roustabout with the summary judgment. But then I'm taking 5, 6, 7. So I'll be on 3, which means he kills me with basically anything. So I think we have to do it this way. Pass. Now, it hasn't got trample, so I can just block it. And summary judgment, the Rakdos roustabout. We're going to summary judgment the Rakdos roustabout. And just block the Rodbelt Recluse. I should have declared blockers first. That's what I should have done. That was a mistake. Well, I suppose it saved me 1 life, but I lose my air blocker, so maybe it wasn't the best choice. Unless he's got like a Colossus to like smack me for a fuck ton of damage. Yeah, I think we're gonna lose this. He's got far too much power, and I just was too slow on my draw. I just couldn't play any creatures for a couple of turns. And that is what's gonna kill me. Light on the stage, yep. Fireblade Artist, yeah. So if I had, you know, Kaya's Wrath, we'd be okay, but I don't have Kaya's Wrath, so we're definitely not okay. Oh well, first game is a loss. That's not good. That's not good. But the deck itself is fine. I think that was one of the few Rakdos decks that I've seen that's Judith carries pretty hard. She gets so much work done. But they had Theatre of Horrors as another bomb card because it just gives you so much value. It's basically a Phyrexian Arena, but without the life loss. It's pretty much what it is. Because generally speaking, you can deal damage over the course of a game with your creatures. So yeah, I'm going to keep this. Seems fine. Another red deck, so we're going to feel some pain. Feel some pain. We're just going to go double gates into Locket, I think, depending on what they drop. Soulform Hybrid. I'm not too worried about Soulform Hybrid, so I will drop the gate. Hopefully we draw another gate. Goblin Gathering! It's a Goblin Gathering deck! What? This could be really bad for us. I'm not quite sure what to expect from a Goblin Gathering deck. I have to drop the Locket because otherwise I can't play Chillbringer if I draw land, and I need Chillbringer to be able to block stuff. This is gonna fucking hurt though. Gonna really hurt. Okay, well we can get Chillbringer out. And tap down the hybrid. Thought Collapse. He's actually running counter spells. Oh well, okay. Well at least he didn't Thought Collapse, you know, Gate Colossus. Another Goblin Gathering. Oh shit. We're getting gathered on by goblins, and I have no AoE in this deck, so I guess Gate Colossus, right? Okay, so right. We're gonna Wall of Lost Thoughts. I'm gonna make him mill 4. We milled 4 pretty good things, well, 4 okay things. We're gonna drop the Ill-Gotten Inheritance, and we're gonna not swing because we die if we do. So. Wait, am I dead? 5... No, okay, I'm not dead, but we're pretty close. Right, do we have enough to play all this? We don't have enough to play all of this. This gives me 4 life, so this is better. And this gives me a flying blocker. So if he swings all, he deals... I have to chump the Saw form. Can I race him with the Gate Colossus? I do have enough mana to trigger this. I think we do it. This is like my only way of winning this match. I have to swing with the Gate Colossus. I have to go into full chump mode for next turn. Oh, we dead. We dead. Exact damage. And block that, I still take 9 dice, so... Actually, even if I didn't swing with the Colossus, I would have still died there, so... Wow, that was, that is not something I'm going to enjoy fighting. So, we are probably going to want... What are we going to want? Probably going to want the Oligarch, so... Blade Brand might be nice, actually. Grudian's less useful, so we're going to take out the Grudian. Actually, no, Grudian's quite good against the Saw form. Put the Grudian back in. Let's take out... Fuck, what do we take out? I think Scuttlegate is a bit ambitious. So we're going to take out the Scuttlegator and put in Shade. We do want the Oligarch as well, though. Summary Judgment, I might want to take 1 out, because it doesn't work very well against tokens. Put in the Oligarch instead. Alright. This could just be 2 sets in a row, just lose straight up. I'd feel real bad if that was the case. I want to win at least 1 set. Opponent mulls to 5. That's a good start. So we've probably got a mulls to 4. We probably have at least 1 game in the bag, you know. Still gets the hybrid out. I'm just not drawing any of my early creatures, am I? And now I can only play 1, so I have to play the Grudian. It's the only good creature there. Swing with the Rubble Slinger? Oh, and the Sawform. Oh, I'll kill Sawform so it doesn't adapt. Let's stem the bleed. We're going to crack the locket for cards using all of our white mana. Okay, and we're now absolutely stuffed. We're no longer absolutely stuffed. Thank you, game. Drop the Oligarch. Now the Oligarch will just go 1-for-1 with the Sorfrom Hybrid. Okay, so he's not going to do that. Summary Judgment's a good pickup. I want to hold the black mana for the Blade Brand, so we're just going to hold up past turn. Aeromunculus adapts. It's another Rubble Slinger. Okay. We've got more black mana is perfect. Right, so we can Summary Judgment the Aeromunculus. We can drop the Thirsting Shade and hold up black mana to Blade Brand. So he's going to adapt the Hybrid. Okay, we're just going to block with the Oligarch. Blade Brand the Oligarch in response. We got a High Alert that's not very handy. I think we might win this game, but it's pretty close. Like, I'm not enjoying this at all. Okay, so we got Syndicate Messenger. So we're going to just tap 1, 2, 3, 4. Syndicate Messenger. Drop the High Alert. And I think we Dead Revels the Oligarch and the Grudian back. No attacks. So we can kill the Rubble Slingers if he forgets about High Alert. No, he doesn't, he just concedes. Okay. Right. So we got a bit stuffed on our draw then. I think we might need the Summary Judgment back. I don't know if the Shade's going to do anything. Take that back. I'm not even sure if the Oligarch's going to do anything. Oligarch does trade with the Grudian, but it doesn't trade with the thingy, but it doesn't trade with anything else, so I think I'll take the Oligarch out, actually. Do we need more swamps? I think we might need one more swamp and take out an island, I guess. Take another swamp. We're going to keep getting stuffed for black mana. Maybe we play Senate Griffin. Senate Griffin's probably okay. Well, hopefully we can win one set. If not, I'll probably call it a day. I've been playing Magic for a while now. We'll mull this because we've only got one land. We'll keep this because we've got some plays. Opponent goes first, so do I want a Locket? Locket will let me play Skit Real, so I will take the Locket. And play the Guildgate. Play the Swamp, drop the Petitioners. Goblin Gathering. Okay, well at least the Petitioners are going to trade with that, so we're going to drop the Locket so we can get the Skit Real out. I can mill him for 1. He's got lots of blue mana, so he's probably stuffed a bit for his and he drops it. Oh, we made him lose a forest. That's good actually, because it looks like he's a bit stuffed for that. Let's drop the Skit Real. He'll probably counterspell this. He's probably got one. No, he doesn't. Okay, fair enough. He must have like a red instant speed, like maybe a Scorch Mark. Maybe he's got Scorch Mark. Arrest his admonition, okay. Island, that doesn't matter. We're just going to drop Skitreal again. Pass. Gateway Sneak. I think we're just going to mill the petitioners straight away. Loses a Stony Strength, which doesn't matter because he hasn't got green. Okay, I think we Chillbringer so he can't draw any cards, and also because he hasn't got any mana up to counter it, and we'll swing with the eel. Hit him for 3. So if he concedes, why does he concede? Why? I know you were stuffed for green mana, my friend, but what? I mean, I'll take that. I'll take it. Oh, rare. Oh, Verity Circle. I think I've got 4 of those now. I did want to play like a freeze deck where you just like tap out your opponent's stuff. Like you play Verity Circle, you run like Time of Ice, the Saga, and things like that, and Sleep. You just tap out your opponent's stuff every turn. Thought that might be quite interesting. I don't know. I'd have to look through the full list of creatures that tap your opponent's stuff, but could be fun. We'll keep this. It has what we need. It has mana of various colours. It has a removal spell and 2 creatures. So 1 creature is in fact a wall, so it's not that relevant, but we will take it anyway. And we will drop an island, and we will Wall of Lost Thoughts my opponent. He will let my wall resolve. A clever man. He is growth spiraling for a card. Did he find land? Cool, he found land. He lost Petitioners, Aeromunculus, Scuttlegator. So he lost 4 playable cards, which is good. So I'll take that. I'll take that. We are just going to hold up our mana. We've got both an Undercity Embrace and a Summary Judgment. Our opponent is dumping mana like there's no tomorrow, which is scary. He might have a counter spell up, but we can't play anything that matters anyway, so we're just gonna keep ending turns and just see what happens. Wait, is my opponent playing a? He's playing more than 40 cards. Okay, so my opponent's a crazy bastard as well, but he's gonna Gateway Plaza. I might use the Blade Brand, but I feel like that's probably a mistake, because that'll probably end up saving my ass against like a Trollbred Guardian or like a Hydra Krasis or something. Something massive, overpowered. There's literally no point playing the Chillbringer, so we'll just carry on playing the control matchup and sit here and do nothing. Might actually be worth sideboarding in Thought Collapse against his deck. Depends what kind of creatures he's rolling with. Wrecking Beast? Sylvan Bushstrider. Okay, well, we don't really care about that, so you may have your Sylvan Bushstrider, and we will let you have that, and we will block it with our wall. There's another Guildgate, so got some more mana. It's always good. We can actually play a Gate Colossus now if we draw it, which is good. I think our opponent's holding up a Thought Collapse or something like that. And he's got the mana to do that, so at some point we're going to get trolled by a Thought Collapse. Unless he drops a big boy, but pass to attackers, end combat, my turn. Cool. Another Guildgate. I've still got 1 and the Dead Revels to replay the thingamajig, so I don't think it's too bad. Opponent's got card draw? Instant speed card draw? No. Like precognitive perception or something. Opponent's thinking about playing something. A Chillbringer. Okay. I will Undercity's Embrace in response. Will he counterspell Undercity's Embrace? I wouldn't have thought so, but he might decide that that's the way forward in life. He is going to Thought Collapse that, okay. Resolve. I lost 3 playable cards, which feels bad because... Yep. Got another island, play the Chillbringer. Tap that down, and end turn. Don't want to use the Summary Judgment yet, because we may want to use it on something else. If it comes to my end step, then, and he hasn't played anything... Is he playing a mill deck? Is he playing mill? I think my opponent's playing mill. Which is worrying. Thought Collapse? Quench? Okay. So he's got count spells. I'm not going to play that Guild Gate, I'm just going to Summary Judgment the Chillbringer. Frilled Mystic. Right, okay, so we're not getting rid of this. I don't actually need the Blade Brand, so I'm probably just going to play it for card draw. Final Payment, pass. So he's playing Simic Control with like a mill thing going on. Windstorm Drake, it's fine. Persistent Petitioners, yep, my opponent's literally playing mill. Cool. So we are on the clock to actually beat them. Just block the Frilled Mystic forever. Okay, there's a Swamp, Final Payment, pay 5 life, kill the Windstorm Drake. Eventually I'll draw a playable creature, right? There goes my Locket, which I didn't want. I didn't want my Locket anyway, so... If he mills my Gate Colossus, I can get... He's literally playing full-on mill. Like this, he's a crazy bastard, that's what he is. If I could get my High Alert down with like a Croc, I could just beat him to death, but... Lost my Syndicate Messenger, it's not too bad. There goes Gate Colossus. And if I put the Gate Colossus back on top, he just mills it. So, I mean, we will do it. Yeah, because he'll have to mill the Gate Colossus then, but... Oh, are we going to lose the mill? I think we're going to lose the mill. My opponent is going mad. Growth Spiral. Like, from what I can see in his deck, he doesn't actually have those many creatures. He's got like a couple of big boys to just block. So he's going to want to mill the Gate Colossus out, right? Yep. And then I've got 8 cards left. Okay, how do we sideboard against Mill? That's a good question. I don't even know if we've got any power cards to sideboard against them with. Mortify deals with the Screaming Shield, I suppose. Oh, I can just draw nothing. I'm just dead to Mill next turn, so we concede. Wow. Okay. How are we going to sideboard against this? I guess we just want more big punchy creatures, right? Like, Senate Griffin's probably good. Transport and Croc. Probably a second Dead Revels. take out the weak creatures. We can't out-mill him, so we'll get rid of them. Get rid of the wall. Which means we can cut an island and put in a swamp. Exposed to Daylight's probably worth running as well, and the Thought Collapse. Yeah. Don't think we'll want Blade Brand, but it could be useful against the Scuttlegator, or Scuttlegator. I think we'll take out the Blade Brand. And... do we want the Locket? Locket's good for fixing, so we'll keep it in there. I think basically we need to... I'm gonna go over 40 cards now that I know my opponent's playing mill, because that just gives me a little bit more time. But basically, we have to try and drop a threat before he gets his mill game on. I will draw first, and we will mull this hand because it's terrible. And we'll mull that one because that one's terrible, and we'll have to keep this, and we'll put Dead Rebels on bottom. I've got the Exposed to Daylight, you know, for his stuff. Turn 2 Petitioners. All Lost Thoughts, yeah, okay, right. We lost them all. We lost a bunch of playable cards. Cool. We did get a Thought Collapse and no blue mana to play it. We didn't drop any blue mana, so it's not too bad, but still. Holds up Thought Collapse. No, he's dropping a Petitioners. Okay. Alright, there's blue. We're going to drop the High Alert, so we've got it in play. Right. Now we've got High Alert, we just need to drop any kind of powerful creature, and he's going to have a bad time. Because his creature base is too weak to be able to stop anything we've got, really. And he'll just mill us for one with the Petitioners, because he's not planning on killing us with combat damage. Yep, no he is not. Drop a Plains, drop Locket. Is he going to quench Locket? No, he's not. Okay. Mills me for one. If he mills the Gate Colossus early, we might be able to get it back into our deck. Milling a Swamp is good, though. I didn't want a Swamp. I'm very happy about that. Milling me again. Lose a Syndicate Messenger. Could be worse. Undercity's Embrace. He will just lose the wall, but I think we just draw. We just draw. We just try and draw. We got an island. Cool. Okay, so we can play Thought Collapse now, which is nice. I think he's got a Frilled Mystic in hand, because he keeps giving him priority to flash. Flash something in, I think. He milled himself. Nice. Okay, so he misclicked and milled his Screaming Shield, which is good for us, I guess, yeah. I'd say that's a pretty good result. We're going to Undercity's Embrace. Get him to sack the wall. Frilled Mystic, we're going to Thought Collapse that. That both gets rid of a creature. And we milled a Sorrowful Hybrid and some other stuff, which is not that relevant. Okay, I do want to Summary Judgment the Petitioners, because if he loses his Petitioners and he's lost the Screaming Shield, he's got another Petitioners in the deck, but if we can get him off the mill game, we're all good. Because he won't have any proper responses then. Growth Spiral. If he can't find blue mana, we're all good. Excellent, so we can get rid of the Petitioners. Yes, we can get rid of the Petitioners. Alright, there goes Dead Rebels, that's quite bad. There's a Scuttlegator though. I would love to be able to play that, but I'd rather get rid of the Petitioners first. Okay, okay, we still have 22 cards. we could be okay. There's the Scuttlegator, so we'll have to play our own Scuttlegator. To counter that. First one. Exposed to Daylight is totally useless now. Unless he has like a big artifact creature. Like, I don't know, Junk Troller or something. Okie dokie. I think he's still holding a counter spell, but I could be wrong. Aeromunculus? Okay, that's not too bad. There's a Croc, which he can't deal with, so that's good. That's very good. And if he plays a enchantment to lock the Croc down, then we're okay. Your Aeromunculus definitely loses in this situation, so I'm sorry, my friend. There's another Aeromunculus that he can't adapt, so... I kill him fast and he kills me, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, though, so... How many Summary Judgments have I played? 1. I have lost my Mortify, so... Windstorm Drake, that's very bad. So I take 8, I go down to 9, he kills me the next turn. Do I have to kill this just to see if I can get a card to remove his? I think I do. That doesn't save me. Summary Judgment, okay. So I had to do that, I had to expose my own High Alert, which feels bad. We're not dead yet, in theory. There's a Senate Griffin. We're dead. And he has a Thought Collapse as well, or Quench or something. One card under, and we would have been fine. So, okay, that was a bad run. Wow, we got ruined by Mill. It kind of feels good because I wanted to see the Mill deck work in draft, but it doesn't feel good because we don't get any gems. That is kind of naff. Oh well. I will get enough gold tomorrow or the day after to be able to play another draft anyway. Oh, Stomping Ground, that's good. Rampage of the Clans, which is terrible. Unless... No, that's too trolly. Do I want to play another draft? Let's see. It's almost 7 o'clock. Got to do a couple of Civ videos and then get started on Stellaris. You know what? I think I will call it that. I think I'm burnt. My brain's melted from losing to Mill deck in draft. I think we'll call it there. If I do another ranked draft and get 5 wins, I can do another 2 drafts guaranteed. If I get a traditional draft and go 2 wins, I get enough to do 2 drafts. So I've still got 2 drafts in my pocket, which is good. Or I probably have 2 drafts in my pocket, unless both those drafts go very badly, in which case then we feel bad about life. But to be honest, we've had bad drafts. We have, but never mind. Although getting beaten by Mill will make for some good watching. I reckon people will enjoy that. Anyway, I'm going to call the stream there. So, thanks for coming along. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'm probably going to be streaming Mount Blade Warband. I need to actually update my schedule on the page here. Let me do that now, actually. Let me do that now, whilst I'm go to the dashboard and sort that out. Actually, no, it's not dashboard I need to go to. I need to go to thingy. I'll have to do it here, edit here. I might have to do that once I've closed the stream. I could edit the panels, I suppose, but never mind. Right. Cheers, and I will see you all tomorrow around 2 PM GMT. I'll have to have a short stream though, because I've got a lot of stuff I want to do for my RP I'm running on Friday. I've got a lot of things to do. I've got to create an entire dungeon and sort out other sorts of things, which will take a few hours at least. So yeah, but until then, have a good one. I'll see you whenever you show up next time.